I'm Harvey Tuck, host of Franchising Brand Stories.
And I'm Pip Wilkins, CEO at the British Franchise Association.
And welcome to Franchising Brand Stories.
I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head with what you said. We are the self-regulatory body for UK franchising. So we've been doing it for more than 40 years. And our ultimate goal, as you said, is all about, for me, the promotion, the protection and the education of franchising in the UK market. So our overall vision is to be the hub for UK franchising, and our mission is all about providing an educational space for people to get together and accreditations that are governed by the BFA's high standards and ethics in the UK market. Okay, so we are, and you touched on it, we are probably one of the biggest associations in the world, not just in the UK and Europe. At the moment, we represent about a third of UK franchisors. So we have about 350 franchisors in membership. Overall, there are just over 900 brands in the UK market at the moment, although those stats will update very soon when we launch our survey. In addition to franchisors, we have our advisor and supplier membership, and representation there is about 100 brands. And then more recently, we've got really proactive with franchisee membership. And what we didn't want to do is just sign every franchisee of a member up to franchisee membership. We went down the route of true engagement. So each franchisee has said, I want to join the BFA and I want to be a part of it. And we have literally just shy of 2,000 franchisees represented as well. So the BFA was formed before I was born, so back in 1977. In essence, basically because there weren't any standards for UK franchising. So a small group of franchisors, 8 founder franchisors, got together because they wanted to differentiate themselves in the marketplace, to set themselves up as a brand that was trading ethically. Lots of things were calling themselves franchising, and so the BFA was formed to really promote and showcase ethics, standards and business format franchising in the UK market. If you've got a business that you're that's already set up as a franchise, or one that is starting out on its franchising journey, and you've got all of the bits that you need to franchise, then you can talk to us. We have different categories of membership. And the principal thing about the BFA, we're not a tick box, computer says no, you can't join. We really want to work with brands on a partnership approach. The biggest thing for us is about influencing change and helping businesses achieve the standards and the bar that we set. Like you said, you mentioned the community element. There are other franchisors that will sit down with you over a cup of coffee and say, this is where I went wrong. These are the things you need to consider. These are the places that we've gone and recruited successfully. So people are sharing know-how and best practice, and our job is to facilitate that, is to make sure that we're getting those franchisors together and giving opportunities for established brands to spend time with new brands, and really get that kind of conversation going, and get people the right advice. It's always the same, it's recruitment. It's finding franchisees. So from a BFA perspective, and I've just saw a question pop into the chat that I can address at the same time. The most important thing we can do as the BFA is the promotion of franchising to a wider community. It's the one thing that our members say they want us to do more of. So that's us influencing conversations, it's lobbying at government level, it's being able to put franchising on the business agenda in areas that people don't necessarily might not be looking for franchising. But if we do our bit, not just as the BFA but as an industry sector, to talk more about franchising and the benefits of it, it's a by far safer route into business than it is doing it as an independent. It's a safe route into business. When you flip that on its head and look at non-franchise startup businesses, a lot of those, more than 50%, will fail in their first 5 years. So it's a safer way of doing it, and what we need to do is get some of those messages further afield so that more people know that franchising is an option, and an option for them to get into business for themselves. But the old age adage that they're not by themselves. They have the backup and support of the organisation behind them, but most importantly, they have the backup and support of franchising behind them. We are a franchise family, and everyone in franchising collaborates, shares best practice, and supports one another. To know around growth, innovation, positivity, diversity, and inclusion. By far my favourite one of our values is passion. You talk to anyone in this sector, they will say the key thing they look for in their franchisees or their staff is the passion for their brand and their service. Our behaviours around offering help, never stop learning, a can-do attitude, but most importantly, wear your heart on your sleeve and celebrate individuality, because everyone is unique. Everyone needs to be their authentic selves, and the authentic version of them is the one that people will buy into, and I think that's just really important. For me, that was one of the hardest transitions to make, and you have this vision of what everyone thinks the BFA CEO should look like. So for me, in the end, swallowing it and going, I just need to be who I am, was a tough decision, but one I think that the industry have embraced and so well. And the goal is representation. If you're involved in franchising, you should be a part of this association. It's about all of us standing in the same place, singing from the same hymn sheet, and talking about how great franchising is.